Yo, it's Derek Thomas with Fan Realty Group, and I break down real estate in a way that's easy to understand and I keep it simple. So let's get into it. All right. Today I'm going to go over what a buyer roadmap is and how you can use it to your advantage when you're out here trying to buy a home. It's 11 steps. The first step is a buyer discovery. Second step is and choosing the agent. Third step is getting pre-approved. Fourth, tour homes. Fifth, write an offer. Six, home inspection. Seven, negotiations. Eight, appraisals. Nine, prep for closing. 10, final walkthrough. And 11th is closing day. All right. I know that it seems like a lot of stuff, but I'm going to walk you through step by step and make it real simple for you. All right. So the first step, which is the buyer's discovery, that is what you want to do. You want to figure out what exactly it is that you want from a home. What is it that you want? A 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, all your needs, all your wants, everything that makes sense to you when you want to buy a house. So that's what you'll be doing in your buyer's discovery. Two, you want to choose an agent, right? You want somebody that's going to communicate well, knows the market, and actually listens. There's a lot of agents that don't really listen. But I'm here to actually listen to you, help you make your dreams come true, get you that much closer to your dreams. So choosing me as your agent is really simple. If you're here already, hopefully by now you chose me as agent, and we're just going through the buyer roadmap. The third step is to get pre-approved. A lot of people get scared about this part, but it's nothing really to get scared about. This is where I will get you linked up with one of my lenders, right? Once I get you linked up with one of my lenders, they will run all the numbers and tell you exactly what your buying power is. No real hard credit pulls right there. So there's nothing to be afraid of, anything like that. You just go find out the numbers that we can have for you. Your fourth step, which was be tour homes, this is where it starts to get fun. This is where we actually start looking at homes, going inside, and imagining you living there and staying there. And as long as it all fits your budget and your future, hey, that's it. So the next step will be step 5, which is you write your offer and negotiate. Well, you won't necessarily write your offer, but I'll be the one to write the offer and negotiate on your behalf. This is where the fun part comes in for me, because I get to come up with ways to help you win in this thing. So I work in your best interest. I do whatever I can to make sure it works in your best interest, all ethical, of course. I know some people say, "Oh, he does whatever," but no, I'm not gonna do nothing non-ethical. I'm gonna make sure it's all ethical and make sure it works in your favor and negotiate on your behalf. The next step, which was step 6, is home inspection. So with a home inspection, we'll have somebody go in and make sure that the home is solid. There's not any major problems. So sometimes you might go into a house and the paint is bad or whatever, but that's not nothing to not accept a house on, or not to get a house for because of the paint. We can get it painted. You can paint it. I can negotiate them painting it for you, or paying, giving you funds at the end to get the house repainted. There's nothing to not want the house for. Next thing we want to do after we do that part of the inspection, we'll negotiate those. I kind of got ahead of myself, but we'll negotiate those things after the inspection. So like I said, like the painting, we'll go in and say, hey, in order for us to walk away with this house, we want the house repainted, or we want money so we can get it repainted, something like that. It'd be in some type of fashion in that, but I would negotiate that for you. After that, step 8 will be the appraisal. So with the appraisal, that's what the lender will confirm that the home's value actually is. I'm just gonna use some very base, easy numbers. Let's say if a house is $300,000, uh, and the seller is trying to sell the house for $300,000, and it appraises for $300,000, then yes, we'll put in an offer for the $300,000. But let's say that the house is $200,000 and it appraises. Or I'm sorry. Let's say that the appraisal comes back and it's the same house for $300,000, and the appraisal comes back that it's only worth $200,000. Then at that point, that's when I would have to go in and negotiate. Like, hey, we're not going to pay $300,000 for a house that's only worth $200,000. So we either walk away from it at that point, or like I said, I'll negotiate at that point to make sure we get the best deal. After that, we prep for closing. For prepping for closing, we'll get all the final paperwork done. They get the rest of your credit stuff and pull all everything they need to pull to make sure that they can close on the day that they're gonna close on. After that, step 10, it's the final walkthrough. It's kind of nervous because you're almost there at the end. You get to have that, get to have the house, the feeling like, oh, you're really doing this. But that's when we go in. We make sure that anything that we negotiated to get done prior, we make sure that it got done. So again, an example, like if we wanted the house to be painted and they agreed to get it painted, that's where we'll go in. We'll walk through to make sure that it actually got painted. After that, the last step and the best step is closing day, step 11. And that is the day that you get the keys in hand. And I get to say, welcome home. So that is the 11-step buyer roadmap. Really easy. It seems more complicated when somebody doesn't actually explain it to you. But again, like I said earlier in this video, I'm here to make the home buying process easy and to make sure that it's simple, So, yes, hit me up if you have questions, anything like that. I'm here to help you.